making sure that healthy beverages are provided. So this is not a new conversation. This is something that's been going on. And on August 10th, a few of my colleagues that are here today, they actually presented in front of the school board. Dr. Sheik, Dr. Ho, Mr. Joe Herzog, and there were other parents who presented as well. Over 1,000 signatures have been collected, and more recently, the Madera Medical Society endorsed the elimination of flavored milk in Fresno Unified. And that's huge, when the Madera Medical Society is on board. Today, you will hear specifically from 3 of the presenters who went before the board on August 10th, and they will share exactly what they presented that day in front of the board, and you can hear directly from them. On your tables, you will see some little white cards. Make sure you write your question. As soon as you write your question, make sure you raise your hand, and we will collect those questions from the table. Questions will be held until the very end. We will not answer questions until all presenters have presented. I will turn it over to Mrs. Edie Jessup. She is tell you her exact title. She is the Program Development Specialist for the Regional Crop Office.
Good afternoon. I am going to do a little show and tell. Part of this is straight off Jamie Oliver's website. I'm in touch with him. He emailed, his staff emailed me this morning, and they're watching what's happening here in Fresno across the country. So on your table, you're going to see 2 cups. One has 4 cubes of sugar in it, representing the natural sugar that actually exists in 8 ounces of low-fat milk. And the other is the amount of sugar in chocolate milk, and you'll see that it is twice as much. And so that is really the place that we are starting with this conversation. It's about the added sugar in milk. And so in the end, after a week of having sugar, having chocolate milk at breakfast and lunch, a kid would be eating this much sugar. So that's a lot. And at the end of the year, the amount of sugar added to chocolate milk, if kids are eating it twice a day, is this much. If they're having it after school as well, it could be another gallon of sugar. And this is the point of what we're talking about. The other thing that I think it's really important to know is this is the milk, and in the container that the kids get it. And it is this little bag, and they stick a straw in it. A lot of us kind of think that the milk comes in a little carton like we all got on our desks when we were growing up. But that's not how it comes. It comes in this kind of undulating bag. And it does not have the ingredients on it, which is something that was surprising to me, because most food in packages has to be labeled. But it does have a game on it. So the kids can find out how many producers' logos are on it. So it doesn't have the content, but it does have that. And that's a little concerning to me in terms of how we are presenting kids, because it is in the cafeteria that kids are learning. They are learning just like they are in the classroom, and this is what they're learning. We also often think that in the schools that the kids are actually choosing the chocolate milk, and the information that we have from many schools is actually the chocolate milk bag gets put on their tray for them. So they aren't actually actively choosing whether it's white milk or chocolate milk. And my understanding from the food service director is about 60 or more % of the milk served in schools is chocolate milk. So we don't even have that easy choice for children. So I'm going to introduce someone next, right? Is that right? Out on the front, we have Jamie Oliver's hard facts about flavored milk. And we have to remember that it isn't just flavor, it's really the added sugar that we're talking about. And we may have to backtrack. We took sodas and sports drinks out of schools, and the kids are surviving. They can go after school, or their parents can buy those things for them. And what we're asking is for the schools to serve wholesome white milk and let parents decide whether they want to serve their kids sugar milk or not. So it isn't eliminating the choice that people have. So I'm going to invite my colleague Karen Kitchen up, and Karen has a background in dental stuff, and one of our understandings is that more kids are missing school because of dental problems than because of asthma. And we think about asthma as a reduction in the ADA that, is that what it is? That the schools don't get paid if the kids aren't there, and it turns out that dental problems are really a higher level of missing school than asthma here in the Central Valley.
Thank you. How many of you get the Fresno E on Sunday, and how many of you saw the parade next? In it, they had a little section called the Kids Health Quiz. And question number 10, what is the most common chronic childhood disease? What is the most common childhood disease? Tooth decay, diabetes, obesity, and asthma. The answer is all of these conditions are on the rise, but tooth decay affects most children. And more than a quarter of U.S. kids ages 2 to 5 and half of those ages 12 to 15 have asthma. Schedule of illnesses. I'm going to be real informal when I talk to you. Most of you guys know me as the Senior Health Promotion Consultant. Can you hear me okay? Okay. I shy away from mics because I usually have a big voice. Okay. Most of you know me as the Senior Health Promotion Consultant. I'm with Anthem Blue Cross, but some of you may not know I used to do dental hygiene, and I was active in the community working for the Fresno County Health Department for almost 20 years. One of the things we always found is that low-income children, when they were going to school, the average amount of children attending school, they would actually have 4 missing decayed or filled teeth upon every birth. And so the state implemented the dental disease prevention program. And this was back in the day when the state had it. And I was actually in the schools teaching dental disease prevention, teaching kids how to brush and how to floss, before I doing all the good things they had to help teeth. What we found is in milk, it's the consistency of the milk. In plain milk, there's lactose. And milk has a tendency to pool around the teeth. That's just the nature. It sits there, and so we would encourage kids to make sure to brush your teeth at least twice a day. What happened was we were teaching this program, and it was plain milk. There was no flavored milk at that point in time. And sure, kids had dental decay. We were making an impact, but we were also teaching them about strong, healthy bones and strong, healthy bodies. What's good for the teeth is good for the body. What's good for the body is good for the teeth. Well, the same thing holds true is when you're adding added sugars to milk and it's pooling around the teeth, the germs that live in your mouth naturally are called biofilm. We used to call it dental plaque. It's now called biofilm. The germs in the biofilm react with the sugar and cause acid. The acid starts to eat away at the enamel, and you end up with